Welcome back to the Pursuit of Accuracy. I'm Josh, and today we're here to take a look at a brand new rifle of the channel. This is the Anschutz 1710, and I want to tell you the story about how I got involved with this rifle and kind of how it's kind of turned out to be a disappointment. So I don't want to be all doom and gloom and trash the Anschutz 1710 because I am working with a sample size of 1, and that's something to keep in mind with any review that you're looking at. You know, we don't have access to a dozen of the same rifles. Everybody's going to have a little bit of a different experience, but hopefully what I'm going to share with you today is going to give you a little bit of an idea of what it's like to own an Anschutz 1710, maybe what you're getting yourself into, and it isn't all bad. I do have some very good things to say about this rifle, and this is just the beginning, so who knows how it's going to turn out in the future. So first of all, let's talk a little bit about the rifle, how I got it, what I've done to it to get it to this point today. So I picked this up on a trade. I traded for this rifle. I know of 2 other owners who have shot this rifle who had it before me. It is not like it's been shot to death. It actually doesn't really have that many rounds down it. It is still fairly new. Well, this is the Anschutz 1710 mag, and yeah, it looks a lot like a Savage mag because I really think it basically is, with an Anschutz base pad on it. Now, it is a stamped metal mag from everything that I can tell, and it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. The mag works, but when you pay $4,000 for a rifle setup, that's what this would cost you after taxes, is about $4 grand minus optics. So it's not inexpensive. You kind of expect a little bit more than this. So disappointment number 1, the magazines, although they have work, but the other owners always had a problem feeding and extracting really the last round. Now I resolved that, and if you're having a similar issue, I'm going to make a short video that will come out not long after this and talk about how I fixed that and showing that, because this video is kind of the initial video review, bringing this to the channel. I'm going to separate that video because, let's be honest, YouTube is not going to monetize that, so I'm not going to withhold that from you guys, but it's going to be in a separate video. But I was able to get that corrected. Since then, I can feed all 10 rounds out of any one of the mags. I have 5 mags for this, and you know, it ejects them. I still did have some ejection issues, and I'm not saying that this ejects perfectly. We'll get into that later. Actually, we'll show you that on video, what I'm kind of facing here. But back to the rifle. This is obviously in an ACC. This is the Anschutz 2-stage trigger. And yes, this rifle is totally clear. Nice 2-stage. It is Anschutz. Everything here is the barrel, receiver, everything. It's all Anschutz. I haven't done anything to it, and it comes from them in the ACC. All I did was put the Tractoric ELR on it, and now I have bedded it. So this thing has been, let's just say, picky. It is picky about the ammo it likes, and it's picky about when it's gonna like this ammo. And I'm gonna show you something real quick before we show you the groups. This is a square of a target that I shot with a 1710 maybe 2 days ago. Now this is with R50, and it was pretty much doing this religiously. So without busting out the calipers, I say that's a .2, and you know, that's good to go. Like, happy with that. So now I'm gonna take you to today. And what I did today was I shot a couple of groups with some Lapua Exact, and then some RWS R50, and then some Ely Matte. So let's take a look at what happened out at the range today. And this is the Exact. Okay, so obviously this didn't happen today. The rifle is bedded, and I have this thing set up extremely well. It's in the ACC. It is bedded in that ACC. You know, we're using quality ammo. I have the feeding issues sorted out. We have the ABR. This is adjustable bag rider. This thing, more to come on this, but this runs like a Swiss watch. I mean, it makes shooting groups and shooting accurately really easy. I was really skeptical of this, but I mean, it feels super quality. So I'll get more into this later, but if you've never seen one, basically I'm using the wrong bag in the video. You should be using like a protector, like a hard bag. But this allows you to make very, very fine adjustments on elevation, and you can simply just dial this in to where you want to shoot, and then on a hard bag it's just going to basically sit there and come right back to the same point of aim. It's going to require a lot less effort shooting groups and doing bench work than you would see on a traditional bag rider, and so far I really enjoyed it. Also using their grip, more to come on that later. I don't want to get into that right now. Maybe part 2, part 3, we'll start talking about these when I get more rounds out of this setup to actually be able to comment on how well or not they work. But so far, super impressed with both the grip and the adjustable bag rider. But as you can see today, performance wasn't that great. Conditions weren't that great. We had a little bit of wind, but still something is just not working great. Now, the fit and finish of the 1710 is, you know, it's Anschutz. It is super quality. The action feels really nice. I mean, all this feels like it is well thought out, well executed, except for the mags. I'm just never, no matter what anybody says, I'm never going to like these mags. So I just don't like them. And quite honestly, just for your guys' awareness, the ACC, like the CZ inletted ACC, is tight in the mag well, and it can be hard to find and orientate a mag in there sometimes. I would say it's probably just kind of a learning curve. Once you get used to it, it becomes really easy. I may actually skip out on the mags totally at some point and go to a single shot feeding kind of tray mag adapter deal. But I've shot a lot of ammo through this, and I gotta say I'm kind of disappointed. I'm not sure what my next move is. I'm going to do something. I'm either going to lot test a lot more ammo, because I've shot probably 30 lots through this rifle, and what you saw is kind of what it does. So I'm either going to lot test a lot more ammo, or I'm going to go ahead and just take this to the gunsmith, and the only thing I can think is have him check the chamber. The fire control seems really consistent. It seems really good, but there's something going on with this rifle, and it's just not that happy, and it's very, very ammo picky. So I looked at the crown. It looks fine. Everything looks good. The only thing I can think is that maybe the chamber is just not perfect. So I know a guy. Maybe I can get that done, but I will let you guys know on video 2 what the follow-up to this is. But I don't want to beat this rifle up too much, but I do want to give it the crap it deserves. Like I said, I got a sample size of 1, and I know a lot of people love their Anschutz, but I got a sample size of 1, so let's keep that in mind. But for $4,000, you know, you expect a lot for $4,000, and that is chassis included. So, you know, let's call it a $3,000 rifle minus chassis and optic. That's a lot of freaking money. You know, every CZ I've owned would compete with this right now for a lot less money. And the fit and finish is nicer. You know, this is a nice rifle. I'm not dogging that. You know, this is an heirloom rifle. Pass it down. I just think there's something up with it because it is not performing at the price point of what it sells for right now. Like I said, not beating them up on it. I'm going to figure it out. I love taking these projects on. Initially, you know, kind of bummed out because I was expecting more, but I think it's realistic, and that's why I did this video. I don't hide this stuff from you guys because I think you guys go through the same thing on everybody's budget level. If that CZ457 is the most expensive 22 you ever bought in your life, and you buy it and it doesn't shoot right, then, you know, we know that feeling as shooters. We know what we're talking about with that feeling of when you got an expectation and you spend the money and it doesn't quite hit it. But I don't mind it as long as we get there eventually, and I'm willing to invest more money in either lot testing or some barrel work. I'm willing to put in the work to get this thing to shoot and bring you guys on for that journey. So for right now, that is it on the Anschutz 1710. I'm sorry that it's probably not the video that the Anschutz guys have been waiting for or expecting. And again, it could very well be that I have, just one that has something up with it. I know it shot really stellar groups on very specific lots of ammo for other people, and I've seen it shoot very good groups for me. It just seems to be very, very picky about when and how it's going to do that. So we will get it figured out. I appreciate you guys tuning in and checking out the Anschutz 1710 today with me. Leave me a comment if you think you may know what's going on with this rifle. Leave me a comment if you think that I'm just bashing on this thing for no reason. Leave me a comment if you think that I'm just setting this up for failure because I want to see it fail. And I can tell you right now, every gun I put on this wall, I wanted to shoot lights out. So I'm not an Anschutz guy, but I got an Anschutz now. So now I guess I am an Anschutz guy and I want this thing to freaking shoot. And maybe you might know what's up with it. Let me know. I appreciate you guys. We'll catch you on the next one.